Hey boy, you a man-child.
Hey everyone, it's John Paul here and welcome to Modern Man-Child, my exploration into life as a modern man-child, as a person that is creative but is highly irresponsible and lives life unconventionally. Today, something very special has happened. I've received a contract! Hooray! I love contracts. No, I have received a final quote and a contract to pay something, and that something is a tiny house. Yes, everyone, I am regressing into the world of craziness. In that, once upon a time, I used to be a homeowner of a standard home in southwestern Sydney of 3 bedrooms and approximately 530 square meters of land space. And life kind of fell to pieces a little bit, and I am now living back with my parents, kind of back to square one really, living back where I went to school, being in the same bedroom as when I was a teenager. Finally received the final contract for the build of a new tiny home that's being built by Designer Eco Homes down in Burra Lake, south of Sydney, 3 hours south of Sydney. A few weeks ago, I started doing some research as to what kind of sort of housing situation that'll be suitable for me. I had some crazy criteria. Firstly, I wanted to get back in touch with nature and be the environmentalist I used to be when I was at uni. Second, I didn't want to be in debt for the rest of my life. Third, I want to somehow be able to afford a house, given that I have very little income right now, and I'm in the process of starting up 2 different businesses, including one social enterprise, and have no way in hell of getting a home loan. Yeah, those 3 things combined, plus the desire to live simply and not be caught up in the, I guess, the consumerist game of endless buying and endless spending and endless working. I want to get outside of all that, the rat race and blah blah. What appeared to me as a really great option, actually there were 2 things that appeared to me as great options. Firstly, building my own home out of a shipping container, and secondly, getting a home built, or at least partially built, for me in the way of a tiny home on wheels. And I decided to go for the latter. Tiny home on wheels for me represents freedom. It represents the ability to have a house built that isn't location dependent, that I can bring around with me as my life changes and morphs over time to places that I want to go, the places where I want to be, and to be able to continue exploring the world just like I did several years ago, before I got caught up in the web of needing to excel in my career and get a house and get a car and all that kind of stuff. Now that all that has come crashing down so dramatically, I want to get back to being a homeowner. I don't want to be paying rent, and I definitely don't want to be living with my parents forever. And so I commissioned a house to be built. It is, again, by Designer Eco Homes. Check them out on the internet, Google that. I'll definitely be providing lots and lots of information about those guys going forward, including the process that I'm involved in actually building the interior of the house, as well as some extra componentry like the solar system and gas system and stuff like that. Yeah, anyway, this is really exciting. This is absolutely awesome. The contract is in. I'm not going to mention any numbers. I'll mention a few numbers. Basically, all right, get this in your heads. I'm having the majority of the structure of the house built for me, a home for me to live in, a house for, in Australian dollars, approximately just a tinge over 40,000 Australian dollars. 40,000. That's 40-000. Is that right? 40. Yeah, 40,000. Yes. It is not 400,000. It is not 4 million. It's 40,000. That's right. And I've calculated that the amount that I'm needing to borrow for that will be, I think I can pay off within about sort of 2 to 3 years, relatively comfortably on the meager income that I'm on at the moment. So that's really exciting. That means the time I'll be spending in home loan debt will be significantly shorter than the vast majority of people in Australia and perhaps even most of the Western world. What is a tiny home? A tiny home is not very big, very, very small. Mine is going to be, I can't remember the exact sort of floor size, but I'm going to go through this with you guys in detail going forward. But mine's approximately, I think, about 14 or 16 square meters in floor space. There's 2 floors. One of them sort of like a mezzanine loft type level, and the other one's the ground floor. All of that space includes space for a kitchen, dining room, lounge, 1 single bedroom, enough for 2. And what else it includes? A bathroom. Kind of all that stuff is going to be built for me, or at least the general structure for it. The bathroom and the toilet is going to be almost completely finished. And the bedroom mezzanine level floor is going to be done. Obviously all the exterior and blah, blah, blah. A really basic hybrid solar system is going to be created for me. And everything's going to be plonked on top and basically fused into a trailer so that it doesn't have to abide by standard building codes in Australia. Instead has to abide by the relevant caravan codes of Australia, which means a lot less red tape. The whole build process is a lot simpler, and yeah, can be constructed really quickly and very, very cheaply. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, I've talked to death about this. This is just the start. Contract says I've got to pay the deposit within 5 days of today. So better get to the bank. Time. Funny enough, the first month is going to be built while I'm on holiday in Kenya. More about that coming soon. But yeah, this is really amazing. Really, really exciting times. I'm finally going to become a homeowner again after 2 or 3 years of not being one. I can't wait to share this with you guys. This channel is all about my exploration in life into trying to live creatively, trying to listen to my inner child, trying to be as happy as possible, to work as little as possible, but to do as much as possible. And to live as much as possible. I hope you enjoy the process that I'll run you through of me building the interior and some of the exterior of my new tiny home. I hope that for some people this inspires them to build a tiny home of their own. And yeah, see you again soon.
That's no moon. It's a space station.